Oh yeah, they're really good. They're very sweet. Very sweet.
Okay, title. What's the title?
B1000 karaoke.
Whoa.
B1000?
B, like the B, 1000, like...
I don't know how it's spelled. Type it. Okay. All right.
Oh shit, we're live?
Yeah, we're live.
Alright.
Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Check, check. Alright, check, checking 1, 2, checking 2, checking 3, checking 4. Alright.
That one?
Yeah. Alright.
Alright, so.
Get the crowd going.
It's alright. Yeah. Alright, thanks everyone for being here. So this stream is dedicated to one of my favorite albums of all time, B1000 by Guided by Voices. So B1000 is probably the most infamous Guided by Voices records, or more famous, whatever you prefer. It just really exemplifies like what makes them so successful. Like the cut and paste style, like lyrics between some of the main songwriters, like Bob Pollard and Tobin Sprout, and just like the idiosyncratic guitar styles. There's just so much to love about it for me. So I'm going to break down every track that I can before singing it. For the opening track is called Hardcore UFOs. And I love the song because it kind of like exemplifies how Guided by Voices, as Bob puts it himself, makes it cool to suck. You see, I just love how they're like, are you amplified to rock while they're recording this thing on like a freaking shoebox? And also there's like all these great moments, like the guitar, like the lead guitar cutting out at one point by accident, and then just deciding to keep it in because it sounds good. And it's just a lot of fun. So let's get into it.
Alright, so you can see the chat here. I'm gonna click this.
Yeah.
Basically you just have to hit the space bar to stop.
Sitting out on your house, watching hardcore UFOs, drawing pictures, playing solos till 10. Are you amplified to rock? Are you hoping for a contact? I'll be with you, without you, again. Turn around, the angels calling. You say when your nights are falling. Up and down through broken down buildings, back and forth, but please don't bother at all. Count the days that we have wasted from the start. Speak the words and build a playground in your head.
Thank you.
turn line. The angels call me. You say when, and I say falling. I lay down and roll, I'm feeling back and forth. But you know why I love you for so long. You know why I left you for so long. You know why I left you for so long.
Oh, I need to go back downstairs. Just hit the space bar.
Alright,
We need
so-
to be positive.
Thank you. Chad's last for helping set this up. Love that one. Alright, so the next song we have is Buzzards and Dreadful Crows. Like, I must really say that, like, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hit punch of the first tracks on this album's really hit. Like, yeah, this song always just kind of reminded me of Rod Stewart for some reason. So yeah, here you go. So up next we have a song that I, for the sake of the stream, I don't really feel comfortable mentioning. In fact, they even censor it over here. I just need y'all to understand that, like, when that word is used, they're referring to like a canola seed, and they're talking about like how like a tractor will like, what's the word I'm looking for? Will like kind of like separate when it's like sowing the seed, you feel me? And it's kind of likened to like falling out with a loved one, basically. And I love this song because it's like a mishmash of a bunch of other songs that Bob has written in the past, and he just turned it into just absolute banger called Tractor Blank Chain. I'll sing it. You'll see it. Every time I think about you, just slow down, you're all around in the end. Alright, so this next one is called the Old Mountaintop Queen Directory. And it's most notable for the fact that Buffalo got started on the song while he was tripping balls on acid. He looked into his reflection and transformed into his son. It was like, and that directly, he like immediately got out a pen and paper and wrote like the first few lines, and then the rest is history. Cold hands touching my face, don't hide, the snake can see you. Old friends you might not remember, fading away from you. The Gold Mountaintop Queen Directory. Gold Mountaintop Queen Directory. And we looked, and we passed through the hallway of shattered glass. I don't know what he cares. She screams and she cries, and he knows all less than. She wants me to go, but I'm going there. The Gold Mountaintop Queen Directory. The Gold Mountaintop Queen Directory. So I did say I was going to drink a beer for this performance, but I don't think I brought a beer. So, yeah, never mind. The significance of that is that Edible Voices is very infamous for their excessive social drinking, which they would do both in studio and live.
You want a glass of milk?
A glass of milk would do. Actually, no, a glass of milk would probably fuck me up. I'm fine with water. Alright. Just being real. So this next song is called Smothered in Hugs, and it's just like, like out of those like 5 tracks that really kick off the momentum of this album, like they nail it with this one. And this answers like the question, what if Morrissey did shoegaze? Wait, no, it's Hot Freaks next. Next one in the house. Yeah, very thick tracks. Hot Freaks I think is about drinking. Maybe. It's very abstract. You see what I mean? west pocket of the Great Lake. Took me to the new church with baptizing salt. She told me, "Vicar, I am a new man." Hot priest! This one is on the house. This one is better than ever. I walked into the house of miraculous recovery. Took before getting everything. And he asked me to join him in me. Took me to the power man, stand up on side man. I will be eternally faithful. Hot priest! Hot priest! Hot priest! This one is on the house. And this one is better than ever. And this one is on the house. This one is better than ever. But this one is on the house. Okay, now it's over in the house. Thank you. Yours to keep. So, if Bob was on acid when he made Bullhorn Mountaintop, Queen Directory, I'd like to think he was probably on mescaline when he made this one. To pick you up, because rest of life. That's not get up, slay the beast, and win the cup, and stay with the sweet flesh prize. A necklace of 50 eyes is yours to keep. And then more like the fire, fucking roll. Down to the sky, and the canopy of lies. What goes up, surely must come down. We're never mighty blow up, the wall coming down. Something like that. Most of us are crazy. Wake up, stay most strong. And all of a sudden I am relatively sane, with everything to lose and nothing to gain. Something like that. Then up was done, and then compromise. Then we flash it on the sky, all fall down. You can tell, like a lion, like a siren, with furious like a every tale. It's our dreamers, which comes to life, ain't like the stop for the road, and we're finally here. The shit is cool, the shit is something like that. Alright, so before we get to the next one, I want to digress a little bit. So, what I really like about like the guitar style guided by voices, a lot of the times they're guitars handled by Bob Hall himself. Some of you more musically savvy people listening might have picked up on the techniques that he was using, which I believe can be referred to as pedal tones, where he lets a single string kind of like drone out with the rest of the chords. And it's a nice contrast to another songwriter in Guided by Voices named Tobin Sprout, who he also kind of has like an idiosyncratic guitar style to say. Although this is a little more different. It's more like kind of playing the same like lick or riff over and over again, but changing like the bass and stuff. And it's really great stuff. I think the next song is a Tobin Sprout song, but I could be wrong. It's not! Oh man, I love this. This is one of my favorite songs on the album. I can't believe I'm saying that because I love like pretty much every song on the album. It's called Gold Star Robot Boy. So a little bit about this song. This song was inspired by Bob Pollard's substitute teacher career, where the kids would basically act like little robots so that they could get the gold star. And Bob kind of likened this to his time in the music industry, where he kind of himself became the robot boy to get the gold star. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, here's the robot boy. If I Okay, so this next song, this is the Children's Rap song. So Children's Rap made really his contributions to guide the voices by himself and did the instruments himself, which is really a shame because Bob and Tobin had some like really great chemistry during the classic era of Guide the Voices. Like, but that's a whole other story for another day. So here's the first song that's written by Children's Rap on the album. It's called Awful Bliss. You showed giant step, it caught your eye, guaranteed sweetness that you thought broken, and you were not fine. And bearing in mind other ones that you could have wed, and hopefully dread. And I wouldn't dare to bring out this awful bliss. No, I wouldn't dare to bring out your awful bliss. No, I wouldn't dare to bring out this awful bliss. Alright, this next song is also the Children's Rap song. It's called Mr. Ray. It's something along that age house. That's the end. probably out of all the songs on B1000, this is probably the one that was listened to the least, and I'm only now realizing it's genius. So without further ado, here's a big fan of the Take That. But stop running games. It's time to play. I spent some little twice tonight. I'm a big fan of the big band. No, I don't know how I slept on this song. Sharper than most, cut with disaster. Drive is all good. Ex post facto. Oh yeah, here's keeping it in line with the mythical bangers here. We have Queen Jams and Jars, which once again paints a beautiful story, and the guitar is fucking risk. So let's get into it. There, on shiny streets, you can't be there, and suffering will always trail, at questions anyway, and all around the bleeding ground, the beautiful sleepy pain, the queen of hands and try to keep them safe. Tight on how and when to stretch and walk until the end, to work for each new day, and all around the hunting ground, the devil on display, the queen of death and try to keep them safe. Using Instagram, it's ridiculous. Alright, this one, I don't know what to say about this one. There's a dog today. Yeah, you don't think you get much bread. You don't think you get much bread. Could be better, yeah. First night college jeans today is for the flying game. Listen, or response. So this is I love this song because it kind of reminds me of hip hop mixtape. You'll see what I mean. It's called After Today. It's mostly written by Ghost Crowd. Mostly. Didn't want to fly. Got sucked in by an after. And after that cocoon. It's inside furry. Now here's the plan. Seems the master's day of running backward courses with a horse of different forces fighting. Wings of neon seem to never see the screen. Going back to things that dreams. Down and out, but it's there to shout it out. Right along the road, the sparkle shiny diner is the home where miner in a flying heart seems to whisper in the air. Let's just go get out of here. Down and out, but it's there to shout it out. Down and out, but it's there to shout it out. Down and out, but it's there to shout it out. Down and out, but it's there to shout it out. Down and out, couldn't bear. Thank you. Keep it moving. That's it. What I love most. I've lost all my money. Don't feel like this house. Stick your sunshine. We're gonna turn it down. the most famous guided by voices songs. I am a scientist. Bob Dylan literally says that this is one of the first songs that showed his maturity as a lyricist. So yeah, we're very happy to sing this one for y'all. Real funny video too. This next one is one of my favorite love songs ever made. It's called People. I don't really think it's in my range, so look it up. I think it's the second last track. We're wrapped up like force eyes. Don't let it get you down. I'm looking inside your house. And the lights now so nice. Your house was so nice. Wearing twice as high, laughing, it's running like you know. Promise me never leave. I'm looking inside your brain. Crazy cluttered mess. I love you when I come back. It is a little bit longer, I think. Come on now, sing the chorus. I feel the game of choice. We could all our lives steal. Goodbye, the way you feel. I stand the light still. Wasted yet to come. That was everyone's P2000. One of my favorite albums of all time. Thank you for listening with me. I'm gonna call it a night.
Yeah,
Thanks for chilling.
Appreciate it.
Woo!